Okay, that's understanding B7. Hashtag understanding B7. Part 3. We're 3 weeks in, guys. Wow. Part 3. Understanding B7. Part 3. And then rather be. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. With @ Gerald. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. I'm gonna see if I can write backwards this week and see if I can just keep up with all of the comments this week. Hello, everybody. It's wonderful. We're in part 3. Part 3, everybody, of Understanding B7. This is so awesome. I am so honored. I am so honored. I am so honored to be among you. To be among you again. Yes, absolutely, everybody. It's another week of Understanding B7. And this is Rather Be Week. It's Rather Be Week. Oh, my goodness. Rather Be is an absolute gem on this album. And I'm so excited to talk about it. So we're just going to wait a little bit for people to pop in. But for those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Gerald, and I am a singer, songwriter, producer, etc., and so forth. But my main thing is that I'm a music teacher. I'm a vocal coach, and I love to teach people about the ins and outs of music, teach people how to understand and hear music. So, and yes, I used to have locks, and my locks are gone now. I'm so happy to be able to geek out with you guys because I'm as much a Brandy fan. Actually, I'm probably not as much a Brandy fan as some of you guys. You guys probably know her music a lot more than I do. But I am so excited to be with you tonight. And I am going to be talking about Rather Be tonight. What I'm doing actually right now is I'm adding something to my Understanding B7 package to kind of give you guys a little bit of rundown of some of the things that I'm going to be referring to tonight, and also some things that I've also referred to in prior weeks. If you are brand new to the Understanding Brandy experience, I'm going to encourage you to go back into the IGTV of Forever Brandy 101, and you're going to be able to hear and see all of the Understanding B7s that have happened before. What we are doing is we're going through the track list of Brandy's new album B7 track by track, and we're talking about the nuances, we're talking about the chords, we're talking about the harmonies, and I'm so excited to be with you. And so if you go to my personal Instagram, this is not my Instagram, shout out to everybody that runs Forever Brandy 101, the Vocal Bible University. I am not the one that runs this page, however, I am a guest, and so if you look in the comments, I've actually pinned my handle @Gerald, and if you go there, you're going to be able to get my Understanding Brandy package. You're going to see a lot of my own personal YouTube videos on Brandy. On Brandy that I've already done up until this point because I'm a fan. You're also going to get a link to my website and also to my webinar where I actually give you some extended information about singing, the 5 mistakes that keep singers from singing their best and how to overcome them. So all of that is in my Understanding B7 package. I think I've stalled a little bit, or rather enough for us to get going with Rather Be. So this song that we're going to be talking about tonight is Rather Be. And because I wanted to be a little bit more engaged with you guys, I decided to use the front-facing camera. The downside with using the front-face camera is that I have to write backwards. In fact, this shouldn't be up there right now. So I'm going to just erase that right now. But I'm going to be talking to you guys about Rather Be. Rather Be is one of my favorites on B7, and when I first heard it, because we got Baby Mama, and then Rather Be is actually the song that was released as like a kind of like a teaser single, and we got to hear it. And when I heard this thing, I was like, this album is about to be special. absolutely special, because just the colors, everything that was brought to Rather Be, just the atmosphere, the vocals, the tenderness, the nuances. It was absolutely wonderful the way that it was executed. And I decided, hey, why don't we just continue with understanding B7? So I'm going to use Rather Be tonight. But I did want to talk a little bit about the transitions in not in Rather Be, but in B7, because I haven't actually talked about it yet. Understanding B7 is very atmospheric in nature. It gives the picture of someone's headspace, of someone's mind, and mental wellness and mental health is actually something that constantly is something that was that is referred to all time and time again on hey, hi Anthony. But time and time again, mental health and mental wellness is something that comes up a lot in B7. And so in the transitions of B7, we're getting a lot of instances where we're getting what it seems like scenes of Brandy's mind. As I talked about when I was talking about Saving All My Love, again, check out the IGTV if you want to get all of the various understanding B7s that have already happened. But and as I open up Spotify to play it, Saving All My Love has a wonderful transition where we get a reference to Whitney Houston's Saving All My Love. And I'm just going to play the end of it here. Right? And that note sets us up for Unconditional Oceans. Then coming out of Unconditional Oceans into Rather Be now, we get a different type of transition. The transition is actually a lot more rhythmic. I would say it's more about feel. The key to getting a good transition in music is really about matching the atmosphere of one song and getting it to get close to the atmosphere of the next song. The way that Brandy did it from Saving All My Love to Unconditional Oceans is through that note that refers to the next note, and then whatchamacallit, I didn't even get to talk about this, but anyway. We're now getting into the rhythm and the sparseness that sets us up for Rather Be, right? And the transition seemed so well thought out. It was one of the things that I enjoyed the most about it. But let's get into Rather Be now. Rather Be, what is there to say about Rather Be? There's so many things to say about Rather Be. But let's talk a little bit about the themes of the lyrics. Rather Be is a lot about, it seems very intimate, in my opinion. It's very much about intimacy, that place where you are seen by only one person. And it's not necessarily just about just being seen by one person, eye to eye, body to body, but it's very much about the intimacy that is like soul to soul, where like, I see you, you see me. And the kissing, the I'd rather be kissing you. It's not just about like physical kissing. It's actually about an exchange. It's about being intimate with somebody. And so I would say that longing is a big theme in this song, coming from I'd rather be kissing you. It's kind of like, you know, you're thinking about the one that you love. It's like, I'd rather be kissing you. Oh, I'd rather be kissing you. Yeah, it's just like an aspect of longing, of wanting to be with someone. Another theme I was getting from the lyrics was nakedness and authenticity. Again, we're talking about like this nakedness of intimacy, where it's just like, hey, like you see me, I see you. And so it's like, even in the first verse where she's like, why you even try to ignore me? There's other ways to get my attention. Like there's just like, you know, let's take away all of the frills and the decorations and all of the things that aren't necessary to love, and let's get to the things that matter. And then also the last thing I'm going to talk about in terms of the theme of Rather Be is high esteem. So this person that you're thinking about, this person that Brandy's thinking about, there's a level of high esteem where it's just like, ain't nobody like you, kissing me the way you do. There's no one like you. You're the one that I want to be with. And so it's wonderful to be thinking about all of those things as we dissect the song. That's what it's called. Now, in terms of the goal of Rather Be, I see the goal of Rather Be sonically, as in terms of this, in terms of the atmosphere of Rather Be, it's to give us layers. And Brandy is all about layers of harmony, layers of ad-libs, building upon themes, and just allowing the experience to have a really deep experience. And I think that a lot of us had that when we first listened to Rather Be. So one of the ways that Brandy sets up layers is she sings her choruses one way, and then she will continue to build on the idea as she continues and continues and continues and continues. And continues to build. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the choruses first. Let's just get into it. And I'm going to try and map out a little bit of what's happening on this board. Now, I'm going to give you a very big disclaimer. I am not a perfect musician, and so a lot of the things that I'm hearing may not necessarily be what Brandy sang. However, because I was even talking to my fiance the other day, shout out to you, Maya, and I was like, yeah, this is what it's doing. And she's like, yeah, there's actually this run on the top. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like there's so many things that are happening. So yeah, let's get listening together. Okay. So let's listen to this first intro, chorus. Okay. You know what? Let's play it from the beginning. Just get that atmosphere going. So we're establishing that melody. Yeah. Yeah. I'm already getting excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's so many things that are going on there. But we need to break down this essential melody. What is happening in there? So let's break it down. So let's go like just to the bones of it. I'd rather be Sorry, I just read your comment token. I can't. I'd rather be kissing you. It's like, it's funny. I teach my godchildren piano, and there's actually a little melody that kind of goes like that. It's your anniversary. And it's actually just the same thing. I'd rather be kissing you, baby. All right. So let's get that essential melody there. I'd rather be kissing you, baby. Yeah, love that. Okay, oh Lord. Okay, here we go with the writing backwards. I'd rather, C sharp, be kissing you, baby. All right. Yeah. Right? Here we go. Let's listen to get to that together. Or let's get a little bit of time. Okay. Okay, right? So let's mark this here. Usually I would use the blue marker for chest voice, etc. so forth, but because of all the layers, I'm actually going to use black to get this essential melody established. Okay? So I'd rather... Oh gosh, drawing the lines backwards is hard too. Bear with me, guys. I'd rather be kissing you, babe. And actually there's a space, so I'm going to make sure that the line ends there, because it does. The phrase, sorry. Baby. I'll just kind of just put a line there, just to kind of end it. So we have an end here, and then we have a breath, and then we have baby, right? Now, one of the wonderful things about the way that Brandy sings this particular line is that actually the very beginning of the line itself, because we get this wonderful breath that welcomes the line. Listen, okay? The timing's so hard to get. Right? So it's not just, I'd rather be kissing you. It's, I'd rather be kissing you. I'd rather be kissing you. So there's a breath that's welcoming that line. One other important thing to note, and I always love to note this, is the fact that Brandy is singing this more than once. We are getting her singing. I really would love for her to be on one of these just to kind of to walk us through. I'd rather be kissing you. She's singing this 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. I want to say there's even times that there's even 8 times that she is singing, that she's punching out this line, and we're actually hearing it in the panning. In mixing, you have the ability to take the voice or to take a track or to take a signal and to send it around your ears. And so what you're hearing is not just one voice that's going, I'd rather be kissing you. Scream at us. I can't. All right. There you go. Andreas. Yeah. I'd rather be I'd rather be kissing you. But yes, it's not just something that's giving us one straight line that's forward. It's a stereo experience. So what we're probably getting is, usually we leave space for the lead in the middle, but you're probably getting 2 here, 2 here. And then as the harmonies come in, you're getting something that's all around. Unfortunately, I don't have something that's connected to my phone to actually show you a little bit of what's actually going on. But it's wonderful. Just take that in. Okay, now, another thing that I'm going to do also to start to mark out these harmonies is I'm going to use the blue marker to now start to put in a little bit of what's happening in the harmonies. So this is going to be a deep dive. Hopefully I get to more of it tonight. But if I don't, please forgive me. But I want to get to baby. And I want to actually note that there's actually a harmony that begins here. So baby. So we get, I'd rather be kissed. You know what? I should really be obedient to the scaling of what I'm doing. So I'd rather be kissing you, baby. There's another harmony that's out here in these streets. Baby. Baby. Right? Okay, so let's listen to it. 2. Okay, right? And actually, and honestly, as I listen to it more and more, I realize that there's actually more that's actually going on. So, again, Brandy would have to correct me if I'm wrong, but there's actually a nice little line that's actually right here. This note, I don't know if it's her actually singing a new note, baby, or if it's just B, but we're getting actually, baby, a nice line that's happening here. So it's baby. So we actually are getting 3 notes, 3 harmonies that are right there, right? Baby. Right? Now, another thing to note is that sometimes the instrument is actually contributing to the harmony. So it might not necessarily be Brandy that's doing that. So that's when sometimes I got confused. So that's also something to note. But that's wonderful. That's some wonderful things that's happening there in the first pass of the first chorus. Oh my gosh, there's so many things to talk about. But anyway, now, I'm going to erase a little bit of this because I already talked about the opening harmonies. And I'm not going to note this in this particular melody, but I want to talk about that, yeah, right? There is a wonderful, what do you call it? It's like there's a downward inflection that is actually punching that, those yeahs. It's not that she's just singing, yeah, right? But she's actually giving a little bit of, again, just like that breath that was like at, I'd rather be kissing you. She's anticipating it with a wonderful downward inflection. Yeah. And then there's, whatchamacallit? I'm just funny. Yeah. Right? I love that. Let's get into that. Yeah. Right, yeah. Oh my goodness. And the wonderful thing about that cluster that we also established is it kind of, okay, anyway. Now, the wonderful thing about that cluster that we got, baby, right, is that we release the tension with this unison sound. So what the dynamics of the harmonies is doing is it's bringing us into tension and then release, baby, yeah. And especially with the fact that in this first pass it's just melody. Yeah. Let's give that a listen. Right? Back to the unison. Right? And then something that's also important to note is that we get that, probably shouldn't have erased it, but we get the baby that's over here. And then before we had the baby, but then on that second one we get baby. There's something else that's happening on the top. Let's listen to that second one again. Baby. Right? And then actually and then also in this, we're just two anyway. It's just two. But on this second, because we got I'd rather be kissing you, baby. But then on the second time she comes back, we get an extra note. I'd rather be kissing you. Let me just kind of erase that there. I'd rather be kissing you. Right? And it's not really kissing you, it's more like kissing you. And then after the baby, we get this baby. Right? So it's not just baby, it's baby. Right? It's a lot more that's going on in just that next harmony that's happening. Now I'm gonna erase because I need to zoom through this because this is already a lot. I don't need your extras, just give you to me. Right? Let's get into that. And I'm gonna make sure that we get to runs because there's some awesome runs on this one. And I didn't realize that there's so little time. Anyway. Okay? Yeah, this is the part we're gonna go. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen specifically to the I don't need no, because there's two parts that are actually coming to meet as one. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use red to get this top one, but I don't. So we get this in unison. I don't. And then this top harmony goes, need your, right? I think there's a little bit more that's actually in there, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, just, this is the basic idea that's there. Need your, right? Let's listen to that top harmony. I don't need your, right? If you need to put notes there, I'll put the notes there. A, E. G's are hard to make backwards. G sharp. E. Yeah. Right? And here we got I don't. I don't. Right? Need ya. And then in the bottom, we're getting I don't need your right? Need your, right? Awesome. All right, okay. Let me just scroll down this so I see what you guys are saying. I don't need your, right? And so that they meet together. So I don't need your, I don't need your. And then we get to extras, just give you to me. Let's listen to it. Okay? I don't. Oh man. Okay. I just realized my light is kind of in the way, so I kind of want to just try and move it a bit so that you guys can get a little bit more of the picture. Because this is important stuff. It's important. Anyway, all right. So no, that just made it worse, didn't it? It's okay. I'm gonna try and see if I can mark it a little bit for you. Okay. I don't need. Did you guys hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you heard that a little bit better than originally, right? Okay. It's the overhead projector. I can't. It's my ring light, guys. Yeah. Maybe I should look into some better lighting equipment. Anyway. Okay. Wonderful. I don't need your extras, just give it to me. Nah, I'm not gonna get into the runs yet. I'm gonna make sure I give some good time for the runs because there are a few runs. Oh, perfect, awesome. Thanks so much for the thumbs up. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get into those runs. I thought that I didn't have enough notes. I always think that I don't have enough notes, and it actually is too much. Anyway, but something I need to get to is this lower harmony in the final. I'd rather be kissing you. That thing. Yeah. Right? Right? That thing right there. I'd rather be kissing you. That needs to be sung. So the wonderful thing about this chord progression is that this chord progression is actually extremely churchy in nature. So if you would oblige me, that's usually what you would get in church. Oh yeah, something like that. But in this particular chord progression, right, it's ending up minor there. So this little downward motion is giving us a little bit more of what's actually happening in the chords, and we actually get more of that in when the bass comes in, right? So yeah, and then I'd rather be kissing you. So it's I'd rather be kissing you, baby. Yeah. Oh, wonderful things that's happening there. Now, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to make sure that I get to the things that are important because this is, I'm not even at the first verse yet. Oh, wait. Yeah, I kind of skipped. Yeah, anyway. Now, let's get into this second verse. Oh my gosh. This second verse absolutely makes me go nuts because of this wonderful moment where we get this crescendo of just don't leave it then, you're my best friend. When we're together, it feels like forever. Ain't nobody like you, lifting me the way you do. It's the real one. Ooh, what's going on there? Let's figure it out, okay? Oh, sorry. Just very quickly. I don't. What? I don't. Yeah, oh my gosh. Sorry, Brandy. I gotta skate through these. Oh, yeah, and I forgot. I'd rather be kissing you. Who? When? Anyway, sorry. Right? Yeah? Okay, so I'm gonna go through this very quickly. Who is what's happening on the top? So use a real one. Who? So actually, you know what? Let me start from the melody. Use a real one. Who? I love that idea. It's so simple. Shout out to and is it Antonio Dixon, Brandy, Victoria Monet. Guys, and she has a wicked album anyway, and Camper. Gosh, it's amazing what these people are doing. This is amazing stuff, everybody. A little bit of some connection things, but yeah, just stay with me if you can. And if the connection never gets like or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna see like Jesus, please just help me. Anyway, now, down deep within, you're my best friend. When we are together, it feels like forever. Ain't nobody like you, kiss me the way you do. Use a real one, woo. Or use a real one, woo. So let me just mark that out. Use a real one, ooh. Right? And then there is this movement that's happening upward. Ooh. It's not much that's happening. It's just there's a lot of reverb that is catching the notes that are happening on the way down. And so it makes for a very intimate moment. And then they also take away all of the other instruments and just let it rest. It's an absolute beautiful moment. Now, let's hear what's happening on the top. Use a real one. I'm going to use blue for this one because blue is my favorite color. Anyway, use a real one. And then the octave up, we get whoo. On that nice A, use a real one. There's an A there. Use a real one. Ooh. Ooh. And then what happens is this descends and then it ends up going in the same direction as this note. Ooh. But the wonderful thing is that these two notes right here are actually a very small distance away on the keyboard. Right? So what she's doing is use a real one. Ooh. Right? There's very, very small move. It's just so small. Ooh. Ooh. Right? And then with the reverb, it just makes it so wonderful. Let's listen to it. Okay? So many things are happening, but I can't get into all of it. Woo! So, that's what you're listening for. Yeah, and then the center on the top. Can we do it one more time? You're my best friend when we are together. Feels like forever. Ain't nobody like you. Let's listen one more time. Yeah, right. And somebody actually said the word there. I wasn't actually going to use the word, but dissonance. There's a difference between consonance and dissonance. What we're getting here is that these notes don't quite make a nice harmony like that or that. They clash in something that's called musical dissonance. And that musical dissonance is another word for the tension that I was talking about, okay? All right, awesome. This is wonderful. Now, use a real one. That's one of my favorite moments from the song. I just want to make sure I get all of the wonderful parts of this song. Okay, we need to talk about these ad-libs because Brandy is singing like high, real high. Like I got like so happy when she was doing it because we heard begging and pleading. All of us heard begging and pleading. And begging and pleading, she was singing high. Like she was, if you want to know, like those notes at the end, yeah, I'm begging and pleading. Oh, forgive me. Right? Forgive. Like she's up there. I'm like, Brandy, when were you ever singing that high? Anyway, but in Rather Be, she's right. She's right under. It's only a major second. It's not too like, baby, yeah. Oh, listen. Wait, sorry, wait. That's why. Yeah? Syncopated. Okay. I need to get to these runs, so I'm gonna pick and choose, right? Baby, yeah. Because that entire idea we need to talk about that. Baby, yeah. I'd rather be kissing you, right? And we know that actually comes from I'd rather be kissing you. She's mimicking the shape. I'd rather be kissing you, baby. And then we have this wonderful run. I'm just like, whoo, baby, yeah, baby, yeah. And the reason why that run is amazing, I don't have time to actually put it on the board right now, but baby, yeah. She's now consciously getting into the movements of the chord. So, I'd rather be kissing you, baby, yeah. And if you were to actually put it on the chord that's kind of being insinuated, baby, yeah. She's consciously like hitting that chord tone, and actually this particular note is really nice to hit to kind of set into that next chord, baby, yeah. That's probably one of my favorite runs of the album. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait. No. Kissing you. Yeah. Hi. Oh my gosh. I have to take a little break. This is just fun. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Oh my goodness. And if you're, oh my gosh. And I have to actually do this because, two things I want to talk about. We're going to take a little bit of a break from all the madness that's going on in Brandy's mind. And I wanted to tell you, first of all, about my webinar. So if you like me teaching, if you like all of this, and you want to get more information from me about singing, I have some free, everybody say free information for you in my Understanding B7 package that is on my profile. If you click the link in my bio, you're going to see a bunch of links, and you're going to see a link to 5 mistakes that keep singers from singing their best and how to overcome them. As a vocal coach, and my years of vocal coaching and choral conducting, I conduct gospel choirs, there's been so many things that I realize have been some crazy mistakes that people are making, that if they didn't make those mistakes, they actually would sing at their best. And I broke down 5 of them, and I put them in a really wonderful 20-minute webinar that you can watch for free. All you have to do is click the link in my bio, find the link that says 5 mistakes that keep singers from singing their best and how to overcome them, and then you're going to be able to enter your email and get that webinar free. So if you like this stuff, it's going to be wonderful. We can talk about that. I do have a YouTube channel. You can go there as well. But actually, I wanted to talk about something very particular. There's a challenge that's actually happening right now, and it seems like they're disconnected. But for the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting me in the way you do. Supporting me the way you do. Anyway, there's a wonderful singer. Her name's Ashley J. Okay? All right. So her name is Ashley J. And actually, I'm not going to actually put her name there. But I wanted to actually highlight her. She actually did a challenge with Charlie Puth. And I promise this is going to go somewhere substantial, everybody. But if you didn't know her name is Ashley J. And she sang with Charlie Puth on this one song that has been moving around Instagram. So you probably So you probably have heard it. You just have never heard her on this. Okay, you guys know who she is? So then you know what this is, right? You stress, you stress, she's singing for her life. She's absolutely amazing. Yeah, okay. She does amazing things. And I actually, when I was looking at her YouTube channel today, I actually realized that she actually, as a working artist, she actually has a GoFundMe right now because with the pandemic, she hasn't been able to perform and been able to do a lot of the gigs that were there for her. And what I wanted to do in this time is actually, again, in that Understanding B7 package, I want you to go and donate to her GoFundMe. She's a wonderful artist that deserves to be compensated for her work. And I'm talking about this because we're talking about, although we're talking about Brandy, we're also talking about the uplift of the Black identity and how we continue to uplift, like, for example, the people that have lost, the families of the people that have lost their lives to police brutality. Yes, Black Lives Matter. And then also looking at Black art, looking at Black music and saying you are worthy of dignity. And when we decide to take time to donate to someone like Ashley J, we are doing so many wonderful things to actually breathe life into the Black identity and to say, hey, you're actually worthy of something. So go to my what is it called? The link in my bio. And the first link is going to be a link to donate to Ashley J's GoFundMe. So I want you to do that, please, as we uplift Black music. Now, it's time for the runs, everybody. I have some specific runs that I want to get into with Rather Be, and it is time for us to do this. So thank you so much for handling that break. But it's time for some runs, everybody. And my gosh. And I want to do this run first because first of all, if I didn't do this run, I probably would be very mad at myself. But it's actually in the end of Rather Be. It's wonderful because it's around the end. It's where we're getting different scenes of Rather Be, and we're getting different, I guess, what do you call them? What would you call them? I guess Rather Be is putting on different hats. Hey, I can go hard. Hey, I can actually kind of just like, let it rest a little bit. So, right? Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's listen again. Oh my gosh. And the wonderful thing about those transitions is just the way that they reimagined so many different beats for this song. But yeah. Okay, the one thing about this run is that I can't sing it. And so I actually asked my fiance to sing it. Her name's Maya. Shout out to you, Maya. I love you. She's an amazing singer. She sings way better than I do. So I asked her to sing it for me. So I'm just gonna. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna get her again. Thanks so much, Maya, because I can't sing this. Because this is way too. Yeah, I'm gonna put her handle just right in here. Her name's Maya Imagination. She's wonderful, and I love her so much. So just go and just shout her out because she's absolutely awesome. But yeah, I can't sing this run, so she needed to sing it for me. One more time, my love. Oh. One more time. Come on, computer. Do what you're supposed to do. In the name of Jesus. In the name of... Hey, one more time. See, she's better than me. And anyway. Oh my gosh. Come through, Maya. Okay, so let's break this down. Yeah. I'm like, what? I'm just like, how do people sing runs this fast? Not me, but anyway. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wait. Yeah, yeah. And let's hear Brandy do it one more time. It's just absolutely. Woo! I'm just like, who thinks of that right then, right there? Anyway, oh my gosh. And it's not just about the notes, because again, like as you go through, I hope you guys go back. Yes, this run is a sprint. Thank you, because like it's not just about the notes, because these notes are easy. If you sing runs, yeah, it's there. It's there. It's in your vocabulary. But it's about the timing and it's about the speed. This is lightning speed. Yeah, and I'm just like. Yeah. And then it's also about the even like I wouldn't even say it's syncopated, because syncopation has a level of like measured timing in the meter. This is more like preaching. She's like being like Kim Burrell or Karen Clark Sheard, and she's preaching with the run. Yeah. 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 And then she knows what she's doing, because she comes back to the root of that wonderful note that is going to bring us back to the original melody. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, baby. Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to that again. I'll talk about the yes as well. Right? Yeah. And then all that's going is that bass. Yes, my markers just fell. Yeah. Right? Oh, monster. She is a monster. Shout out to you, Maya. Thanks so much for singing that for me, because it's hard. Brandy, like honestly, people like Brandy just make this so hard for us. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now, one thing to actually talk about, I'm gonna be bouncing around the song now. The the reason why that is so brilliant, again, is the same note that came from Baby. Now, when we change the chord progression, when we're getting that little synthesizer that's going on in the back. Oh, she's here! Hey, Ma! Anyway, sorry. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Right? So let's analyze those chords. Yeah, so. Answers just give you to me. Yeah. Why does that make sense? It's actually this extension right here, over here, is actually leading us back to that original chord. Extras just gave you to me. Yeah. Extras just give you to me. Yeah. And then even when that came back before, yeah. Yeah, awesome. Wonderful thing that's happening there. Cosmic Journey. I like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I have an inner Kojic preacher in me, and I just want to squall. It's just in me. I'm Canadian, but I'm secretly like in my heart Kojic. It's funny. Anyway, what else do we have here? Okay. I have to make sure I hit these runs, because yeah, baby. I already did that one. Okay, I have some time markings here. Oh wait, okay, so I knocked out that first one. And I talked about that one. Yeah, let me talk about that one. Okay. This one I'm not too sure about in terms of my accuracy with it, but let's go with it. Let's see what we can do. So we get this F sharp up here. And we get this breath that's here. Excuse me. But the thing is, I'm wondering if there's actually two other notes that are here. I'm not too sure. But I think I'm just putting notes there. So I'm not even gonna add those two notes. But again, it's like, and I'm gonna quote Delisa Archer for the rest of my life, for the way that she talked about Brandy's voice and the way she talks about how Brandy lives in the mask. And Anthony, this actually kind of is going to be directed towards your question, because Brandy actually has a very has a much lighter voice than what we think she has. She sings pretty low and she's very acquainted with her chest register, but she's actually very, 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 very light in terms of her voice type and in terms of the way that she executes these runs, especially on Rather Be. The reason why she's able to execute them well is because she's not pressing too hard and she's placing it in the mask. Whatever it is. It's that place that's right behind, there's a little bit of resonance in the nasal cavity, so it feels like a little bit nasally. That's kind of hyper. That's like what you would call like nasal, like true nasality. If it's like it's nasal, it just sounds bad. But then with nasal resonance, we're putting a little bit of that sound in the nasal cavity, and it lifts the sound. If we use our breath support and then place that sound a little bit in the mask, we get a lifting to the sound. Mind you, that's something that I need to do more. Am I doing that? No. Now, in terms of her voice type, Brandy, actually, believe it or not, is probably closer to a soprano. It's probably a lot of discussion to have, but Brandy uses her voice in a very chesty way, and so she's she's powerful when she belts, but she doesn't really like belting. But if she were really using, and one thing we'll get to know, especially in Borderline, Brandy uses a lot of her higher is starting to use her head voice even more, and so we're hearing like a little bit of thinness in the tone, and just like how Brandy is starting to use it. And that sound is actually very, very small. And so like when I imagine Brandy's voice, when I imagine her head voice, when it's fully developed, it actually will be pretty, pretty light. Someone like Beyonce would be more of a mezzo-soprano who actually has the thunder, the true thunder to the true thunder to their voice. Brandy is powerful when she gets up there, but she actually has way more than we actually even know. Anyway, so that's a little bit of that there. Yeah, okay, I'll just move on. But, is there any runs I missed, guys? Are there any runs that I missed? If there's not even any runs, I would love to actually, answer some questions. My burp was on key. I can't token. 139 to 50. What's happening there? Okay, let me 139 to 50, because you were requesting that, and I want to make sure I get it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did a little bit of, I did a little bit of the baby, I don't need you, right? I'm gonna get into the first part of that because I don't have time to go through the entire thing. Okay, I'm not gonna mark this, but I do want to talk about it. Right? First of all, we get a change in tone. We get a change in vowel. So it's not just, I'd rather. She's actually changing the vowel, making it a little bit, a little bit darker. I'd rather, right? And we're getting a little bit of that ooh sound, that open ooh sound. I'd rather, baby. Oh, wait. I'd rather. Right? So there's a change in the vowel. And then also, right? And then I love that upward movement that she did. Right? And then also part of what makes that transition into that part so wonderful is that she adds vibrato. So I rather, right? She's actually using rather straight toned. Rather. Listen. Sorry, guys. Right? So she sends the vibrato and then rides on the vibrato to get that run. Yeah, absolutely. Baby, yeah. Right? And then, do I want to go there? Sure. I'll go there. And I'm not trying to do this to kind of argue or anything like that, but like that, the baby, yeah. We actually hear a brightness and a ring to Brandy's belt. And that is actually like, and actually the way that she executed it too, it was actually like the way that she slightly lightened that tone too in order to get it in pitch. And then also that I is syncopated. So let me knock it out for you. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I. Right? So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. I. Wonderful stuff that's happening there. Baby, I rather be here to you. Okay, this question is easy to answer. I will be doing No tomorrow, but I'm doing all of the tracks in order, okay? Oh my goodness. This is such a large undertaking, guys. Oh my gosh, I probably stress about this way too much. And I'm having so much fun. But I am going to be going through all of the tracks. Next week, I'm actually going to be doing 2 in 1 in that I'm going to be doing the All My Life interlude, and I'm going to be talking about Lucid Dreams at the same time because the All My Life interlude is a little bit easy to get through. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about how they create that atmosphere and get behind that. Now, and I guess a little bit more advertisement. I actually want to start doing after parties for Understanding B7, and the after parties are actually going to be on my Patreon. So if you want more information about that, just DM me. Not Forever Brandy 101, but DM me at O'Neal Gerald. I think that pretty much covers most of. What's her highest note on those albums after the second verse? Oh, perfect. It's an E5. It's an E5. Wonderful. Do you hear the Broadway training experience in her voice on this album? You know what? I'm going to say, as the, whatchamacallit, and if you're asking about my Patreon, just O'Neal Gerald. That's how you get it. Oh, you have a question token? Oh, I'll make sure I get to it. Do you hear the Broadway training experience in her voice on this album? As we get into I call it lower, because a wonderful thing about this album is that it's like her tone shifts throughout the entire album. We get a little bit of a smaller, lighter tone, and then we get her singing a little bit more forward, especially on songs like Say Something and I Am More. And when I was listening to a few of her stints, a few things of what she did on in Chicago on Broadway, like there's like that big voice is a lot of what I'm hearing in I Am More. I love more than, right? So that bigness of voice, bigness, that weight and that grandness, whatever, that weight of voice, whatever, is what I'm hearing there. But this album is a lot more intimate in terms of sound, and she's using a lot more of her lower register. So her training is definitely there, but this album seems to be very much more intimate in terms of and kind of the opposite of what Broadway is. Okay. Oh my gosh, Token, I can't with you. I can't answer these questions. Oh gosh. Oh man. Oh, wait, there's a run toward the end of the third chorus. I think I know what you're talking about. No. No. Right, it's just like, no. Wonderful. That's wonderful. No. Token is just he's being dumb, guys. Anyway, I just can't. But no. Again, we're really getting some awesome vibrato that's there, and then no. Some wonderful things that are there. And no. There's a little bit of an inflection there that's bringing us there as well. Right? Awesome. Oh, this one should be easy. My favorite song on B7. Gosh. My favorite song on B7, it shifts. It's been shifting. But Saving All My Love is usually in my top 2. Lucid Dreams is up there. Yeah, the first half of the album is like my muse. I can't listen to just Saving All My Love. It has to. Like, it's just, oh, my goodness. But I would say Saving All My Love with Lucid Dreams as a very close second. But rather be. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to say Saving All My Love and Lucid Dreams. Oh, my gosh. Which is what we're talking about next week. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna post this question to show that I actually can't really answer it. One fun fact about me is that I came into the Brandy realm very late. I know I'm probably gonna, like, this is probably taboo, but I actually came around full moon. Actually, I lived a very sheltered life, and I wasn't allowed to listen to R&B growing up. And so Brandy's self-titled album and Never Say Never weren't really in my true lexicon of, you know, Brandy's stuff. It was I heard The Boy Is Mine, and then I got to whatchamacallit. I heard What About Us? I was sold. I was like, who is this? What is this? What's going on? But do you hear any eras of Brandy on B7? That's a really good question. I haven't listened deep enough. I haven't listened deep enough to really get the essence of Brandy's tones from album to album to album to album. Let me see. But we are getting different tones. Let's say that. Especially on Borderline, one of the things I want to talk about is just like, there's this girlish tone. It makes her sound like a little girl. On Sorry, what would you do if you're alone? I'm just like, yeah, it sounds very girlish. And then again, Rather Be is very light. We're getting so many different colors of Brandy's current tone. In terms of like different eras, I'm not quite as versed enough to actually give a concrete answer, but I am going to say that there are different tones of Brandy's, or different areas of Brandy's voice that we are hearing all throughout this album, which is part of what makes it so awesome. Thanks so much for your question. I think I'm going to do Oh. If you could choose, what type of song would you give to Brandy and Jasmine for a collab? Oh, and that's actually a good point, because for my first after party next week, guys, I want to talk about the differences between Jasmine's Insecure run and Brandy's Insecure run. But that's going to be on the Patreon. But anyway, if you could choose, what type of song would you give to Brandy and Jasmine for a collab? It would need to be a ballad. It would definitely need to be a ballad. But I don't need like basement R&B or like neo soul. I need it to be like not a power ballad, but I need something that gives me the angst of Who Is She to You, along with the angst of Who Is She to You and like Bust Your Windows, mixed with the intimacy of something like cause this is a stick up. What's that song on her reality show album? Jasmine Sullivan? Somebody help me. I don't know what that song's called. This is a stick up. That's the only thing. Oh my gosh. That's the only thing I remember from that song. But It's Not Forever, Don't Last. But I need something that has angst and anger with a little bit of sneakiness to it. Silver Lining. Thank you. Is that what it's called? Yes. Silver Lining. Yes. So like I need angst, but a little bit of shade. Just a little bit of just like, you're a fool. Absolutely not. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Hood Love off Jasmine's album. Oh, it's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Again, check out my Understanding Brandy, the Understanding B7 package in my the link in my bio. Stay with me for or follow my channel. Follow me at O'Neill Gerald is my name. Or O'Neill is my name. O'Neill Gerald is my handle. And the reason why I want you to go there is so you can get my Understanding B7 package. And hopefully we'll be doing an after party next week. You'll get information about that next week. Donate to Ashley J's GoFundMe. What else? Follow me on Twitter, or like not really Twitter, but subscribe to me on YouTube. You'll get some more stuff there. And I love you guys. Thanks so much for geeking out with me. I think this is the best one so far. I'm getting in my element. I love this. Okay, do we have any homework? Listen to Lucid Dreams, guys. And you know what? Listen to Lucid Dreams. I'm gonna put a post up on O'Neill Gerald, my bio, and you guys can just start telling me what you guys are hearing. I want you to please just listen deep to Lucid Dreams and give me one. When the post comes, give me one thing that you notice. One thing that you notice. And I want it to be qualitative. Try to think about chords. Try to think about scales. And if not that, just think about tone, or like what you're hearing, like just like what you're getting from Brandy there. And so that will be on my page. But thanks so much for listening, everybody. Shout out to I love you. Okay, bye everybody. And